Should you have him talk? Does he just blend into the locker room? How do you think this is going to go down, man? By the way, I hope you're doing well.
Wow, that's quite the intro. So a lot of things could be said. But, I mean, number one, I've been a Tebow fan since day one in terms of being here when he was in high school, through college, and kind of hoping that he was going to get drafted to the Jaguars. So the fact that it's 2021 and he has signed with the Jags, it's kind of crazy, but crazier things have happened in sports. So honestly, I'm rooting for him.
Yeah, it'll be fascinating to watch. I want to get your take on Brooks and Bryson in a moment, but let me just get to why I really asked you to come on the show. And that's Adam Vinatieri. When Vinatieri retired, I always think back of something you told me when you were still playing. And I forget where we were. It might have been in Indianapolis, and I might have said something like, I can't believe he's still doing this. And you said something to the effect of, he's getting better. Like his leg is even stronger. And you were almost wowed by just how good Vinatieri still was. What's your take on 24 years in the NFL, Adam Vinatieri?
I mean, that guy was my kicking hero even before I started kicking. I can still remember coming into the NFL, my rookie year was 2004, and that was Vinatieri's probably fifth or sixth year in the NFL. And the guy just retired today. So I got 12 good years in the NFL, and he just retired. So he's had an amazing career with two teams, which is even that much more impressive. Two basically Hall of Fame careers with two teams. And, he's probably just about every kicker in my generation or even the generation before me, their kicking hero because of what he did in the Super Bowls and just how amazing he was. But, fortunately, I got to play against him a bunch of times, whether it was against the Patriots or against the Colts. So had a lot of conversations with him. He was my idol, if you can have one as a kicker. So good dude, amazing kicker, and can't wait to watch him go into the Hall of Fame.
Josh, when we talk about the Hall of Fame, right, it's all about the championships. It's about the longevity. Obviously, Vinatieri has them both. You can make an argument and say he's probably the best to ever do it. When you talk about the best at one's position, regardless of where they play, if they're a kicker or a quarterback, don't you feel like Vinatieri, regardless of who the class is going to be, should be a first ballot kind of guy?
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't matter what position you are, like you said. If you retire and your eligibility comes up for the Hall of Fame and you were the best to ever do it at your position leading up to that point, you should be a first ballot Hall of Famer, even if you were second or third. But given the fact that he's a kicker and how most people are going to be biased towards kickers in terms of that type of voting, he should still be first ballot Hall of Famer.
Josh Scobee with us. Talk a little bit about Adam Vinatieri as Vinatieri retires after 24 years. Josh, he doesn't have the biggest leg of all time. I know his leg got better and stronger and bigger, and he was able to, still make 48, 52-yard field goals, whatever it might be. But I don't think that's how he goes down. Is he the greatest because of, one, longevity, two, clutch nature? Nobody maybe made more big kicks. And then obviously you can go deep dive into the numbers like field goal percentage and all the rest of them. What stands out to you that says, bam, he's my hero because of this, but also he's the greatest because of this?
Well, you can look at pretty much every postseason game that he played in. Whether it's Super Bowls, he won 4. He should have actually won 5, I believe. I think he was on IR on the team one year that the Colts won it. That Matt Stover actually kicked in the game whenever Vinatieri was hurt. But his postseason record alone is unbelievable. He has the most field goals, the most points scored, the most extra points, regular season, the most points scored in the history of the game by a good margin now. And if he were to ever play again, that would just keep going. And no one's ever going to break that record. So we're talking about the best in terms of statistically in the history of the NFL. And I mean, it's hard for anyone to say he's not the best of all time as we stand here today.
Josh, like if you played baseball and you broke down a pitcher, from the casual eye, it's like, all right, well, he throws fast or he's got a good slider. It is what it is. But like we can't really break down the mechanics of what makes a pitcher so great. I feel like the same thing could be said about the kicking position, where it's like I can watch Vinatieri and say, okay, obviously he's super accurate. He's got ice water running through his veins in the clutch situations. But like, just what about his technique, the approach, whatever it was, what made him so good?
He was really good at doing the same thing over and over and over in terms of repeating his mechanics. And that's hard to do, especially whenever you're dealing with wind or, bad kicking situations. It's hard to repeat your mechanics. I mean, as you know, if you're, a defensive end, your mechanics are not going to be the same every time you come off the ball. And same with the quarterback.
Joe Cohen always used to yell at me about that. So I'm aware, Josh. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, there you go. So he was very good at repeating his mechanics and keeping them the same and pretty much doing what he needed to do to get the ball through the uprights, especially in clutch situations, whether it was the playoffs, a regular season game-winning field goal, a 40-yard field goal in the first quarter, a Super Bowl winning kick. You could always see that his mechanics stayed the same. And even late in his career, I kind of noticed that his mechanics changed a little bit because he was getting to be 40 years old and his leg wouldn't extend the way it did whenever he was 25. But he still did everything up to the pre-kick that looked all the same. And, I could probably walk out here right now and copy all of his mannerisms and do what he did and not be able to do what he did on the field. And that's what the really good athletes do. They can keep everything the same in terms of their mechanics, even whenever they're extremely nervous.
Yeah, height and situation, heart beats faster. Adam Vinatieri still got it done. Josh Scobee with us. All right, man, this is a great day to have you on. Appreciate you taking a few minutes. But Bryson and Brooks, what is going on? Are you as entertained as we are with all of this?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you know me, I'm a golf nerd. And I've been enjoying this back and forth and all the little things that have been going on. Austin probably doesn't have a clue about all this stuff, but it's been fun to watch these two, these jugheads going at it. And oh my gosh, they're honestly two of the biggest golf dorks that you'll ever have in your life. But it's been fun to watch them, whether it's on social media or through the actual media. So yeah, it's been entertaining to say the least.
Josh, I'll be honest, I don't know what's going on, but I had to educate myself because I can't turn away from this. I'm a very, very, as you know, casual golf fan, but even I'm like very intrigued. Like to me, this is like Jake Paul, fighting Floyd Mayweather, or whoever the case may be. So, but like what I brought up earlier on in the show when we were talking about this, like, is this real though? Because the pettiness is off the charts. But I almost feel like it's kind of contrived, where it's like they're in on this together. They're texting each other but behind our back, saying, "All right, let's mess with the media now. Let's do this. Let's do that." Like, do they really not like each other, or is this kind of contrived?
I don't think it's contrived at all. I think they're polar opposites. You have the Bryson DeChambeau, who is the super analytical nerd golfer that goes everything by the numbers, analyzes every single thing, barometric pressure, distance, if you're at sea level, not at sea level, the humidity, all these little things. And then Koepka, who just gets out there and says, all right, it's 150 yards at 8:30 in the morning, and I'm going to hit 9-iron. So they're basically polar opposites in the way they go about things and the way that they handle the media and the way that they deal with pretty much everything. So I think that video was kind of a microcosm of the way they handle their day-to-day life and their business. And I think something was said that you probably couldn't hear. And I've watched that video probably 50 times trying to figure out what Bryson had said or what someone had said to make Brooks roll his eyes and get that mad. But, hey, we all know that feeling. We all want to roll our eyes a lot. So something must have been said that made him that angry. And the funny part was the next day of what Bryson DeChambeau put on Instagram of him doing these like half curls with 100-pound dumbbells and something.
Setting his career back by 10 years at least with those curls.
Like, are you trying to rip your shoulder apart? Like, what is going on with this dude? And I've been around both of these guys, and they look like they're big dudes, but they're literally my size. And it's kind of funny when people are like, oh, my God, these guys could be linebackers in the NFL. I'm like, yeah, they could be linebackers, but they would not make the team and might be on the practice squad. So it's kind of a funny situation. And they're both playing it up, and they'll get more follows and more clicks, and the golf world will be a lot more happier because this is going on.
Well, and Josh, and here's the most important question about everything. And like you said, you spent time with both these guys, so you kind of know them in and out. You've sized them up a couple times. If this thing was to transpire and take place in a clubhouse parking lot, who are we taking here? Are we taking Brooks? Are we taking Bryson? And what round?
Well, I think if you were to analyze it like Bryson would, he would probably have to break it down to where, listen, there's 3 parking spaces here. They're 6 feet wide here. I'm going to take 2 of these parking spaces. Brooks, you can have that one. And Brooks would be like, I don't care what goes on. I'm just going to kick your ass right now. So I'm taking Brooks. I think he's a little more old school, and he'd come out as like a brawler. He probably didn't even study his opponent going into it and just come out and punch him in the face, and it'd be over.
No doubt about it.
I mean, if ESPN MMA doesn't hire Josh Scobee as some kind of golf analyst,
golf MMA
thing, they're doing themselves a disservice. I'm just saying. Hey, Stephen A. Smith, take the day off. Let Josh Scobee come on.
Josh Scobee, thanks for joining us, man. Hope your family's well. Hope the golf game is good. I'm at Baker's Sporting Goods today. We're here with the show. If you want me to get you a new glove or bat for the little guys, we can do that. I know they're playing a lot of ball.
Yeah, I'm at baseball practice right now, as a matter of fact.
Good deal. All right, man. Hello to the family. Thanks for jumping on for a few minutes.
All right, guys. Be good.